going to talk all about how you can get your clients quoted as experts in the media. Let me just take a quick look at my notes here. Oh, I have some good stuff for you guys today. So welcome. I'm Jen Burson. I'm the founder of Generation PR. We've been running our agency for about 16 years now, based in Los Angeles, and our kind of niches are promoting baby and kids, beauty and cosmetics, and health and wellness brands. And I'm also the founder of Profitable PR Pros, which is an entire community and suite of products designed to help you become a pitching powerhouse. That's the Pitch Lab, where we teach you everything you need to know to provide insane, awesome service for your clients and get amazing results for them. And we also have a program called the Agency Accelerator that helps you launch, grow, and scale a profitable PR agency on your terms. I want you to love your business in 16 years like I do. So we are here to help you, and we always put training together based on what our community wants to know. So this has come up in our community, asking about how to get your clients quoted in the media, getting them selected as sources for articles, thought leadership, things like that. So what you have to do that, obviously, is know what journalists are looking for so that you can set you and your client up for success. And we're going to share some tips and tricks to help you strategically position your clients in a way that's going to be the most appealing to media professionals, which is going to help you land these really sought after press features for your client, make you look awesome, make them look great, keep them happy. Because if you know about our path to profitability framework in the Agency Accelerator, it is all about how you build consistent, predictable, recurring retainer revenue, which means keeping the clients you have happy, keeping that retainer ongoing, trying to establish ongoing relationships with clients so that they never leave because they're just so happy, you're the best, you're delivering results, and they're pumped to stay with you. So that's our goal. And the way to do that is to meet their expectations or exceed their expectations. And we all know these thought leadership articles, getting clients quoted in the media is really hard. So how do we do that? So what are some of the important factors that journalists look for when vetting sources? Is your client truly relevant to this topic? What are they going to contribute to this discussion? So your client's relevance and the actual content that they're going to share are most important. These are the most important factors in getting your expert source selected by journalists. So does your source actually have something unique, relevant, and interesting to contribute to this specific story or topic? Ask yourself that when you pitch, because you want to ensure that what you're putting out there to your media contact is going to be hitting the mark or near the mark. Because if you start pitching stuff that's totally irrelevant or kind of related, but it's a stretch, you're going to look like you're reaching, and it doesn't get received very well. It's not going to convert for your client, and it starts to make you look like you don't really know how to position. It's like you're like reaching and you're not actually being helpful or serving your client or that journalist. So you got to think journalists are really busy. So you have to establish the relevance of your content right off the bat. So you can include direct quotes in your initial pitch email. So if there's a quote you can grab or even craft it, run it by your client to make sure they're okay with you attributing it to them, include that. So if a journalist is working on a specific article, maybe it's on Harrow or something, and you see a query, or you see it in a Facebook group where they're looking for experts to weigh in on something. Sometimes you won't have all the questions right away, but you can throw your client's hat in the ring and make your pitch really juicy, meaty, and attractive by establishing that relevance of the content they could share right off the bat, just generalizations, and then possibly even throwing in a quote right off the bat, because you're making their job super, super easy. Number 2, will your client be easy to work with? Did you make everything easy for the journalist? We always say keep things frictionless. You want to be seamless. You want to be the source that the media love working with, because you're going to make their job easy. You're never going to keep them waiting. Your client's never going to miss a deadline. So this can be a huge factor in whether your expert is selected. Make it easy for them. So how convenient will your expert make this process for the journalist? Will they quickly get on a call or a Zoom for an interview? Like, if their deadline is in 2 hours, can your client hop on the phone now? Can your client carve out 15 minutes? Just how responsive. So make sure editors know that you understand and you can meet these deadlines with your expert source. Okay. Another one to ask: how well will your client be able to communicate their ideas in an interview? I feel like we all know that client that you got to rein them in and be like, pull them in, narrow it down. Don't go off on a tangent. So can you help them hone in on some, key talking points? Give them a few things that you want them to hit. If there's something that's touchy about it, you want to help them stay away from certain topics, or if those questions may come that are a little bit sensitive, how can you help them to stay away from them or pivot and answer? We all know those, I love the word unctuous. It's very slippery. We all know those really, good people that are kind of unctuous in how they reply. They just tuck and roll away from the question. So how well will your client be able to communicate their ideas in an interview? Is your source able to clearly and succinctly, keep it brief, explain their thoughts in a way that's understandable for everyone? Include maybe an example of an interview segment with the expert to show their skills. So you want to show that they're telegenic, they're succinct, their points are relevant, they have personality. Nobody loves to interview a dud. If they've never done an interview, record a sample interview with the client yourself and kind of just use it as a sample. Ask 3 key questions, kind of prep them for it and get your client to, show their personality and make sure they're not going to be a dud. Is your client qualified to be quoted as a source on this topic? So, it's credentials are helpful, but it's not always enough. It's not going to help them really stand out. So make sure you only submit your client if they're really an expert. Credentials are minimum standards, but they're not going to really help your client stand out. So what else have they done? Any awards, accolades, any media that you've gotten for them, any podcasts where they've been interviewed, stuff like that. That's going to really show that this is a trusted source in the media. How long have they been working in that field? Have they written any opinion papers or books, stuff like that? So kind of pull out that stuff to really show your client is qualified to be interviewed or quoted as a source on this topic. Okay, so those are the things that you want to, let's say, is your client truly relevant? What will they contribute? Convenience. Are you going to make it super easy for the journalist? This is a recap. Communicate. So how well is your client going to communicate their expertise on the topic? And credentials. So are they qualified? How and why? Official credentials, anything else that shows they're the go-to on this topic. Okay. So that's what I have for you today. It's really, kind of positioning your client as being someone who can really contribute relevant content that's right on target. Convenience, making your clients super convenient and easy to work with. Communicate, how well can they communicate their points? Are they media savvy, telegenic? Are they media trained? And then credentials. So how are they qualified? Not just their professional credentials, like their, degrees and stuff like that, certifications, but books, articles they've written, other places they've been sourced, any leadership, thought leadership pieces, panels they've spoken on, stuff like that, all lends to credibility of having your client be a trusted media go-to authority. And then, of course, building genuine relationships with your media contacts. That's why we love niching down. I will never stop talking about niching down. You will make more money when you niche down, I promise you. Do not be a generalist. We talk all about that in both the Pitch Lab and Agency Accelerator. Be detailed in your pitch, but not overwhelming. And sign up for Haro and be super fast and super responsive. And then really hone your pitching skills. And you can do that by joining us in the Pitch Lab.